Finally, a breakthrough on the new NAFTA, or USMCA. The clock is ticking for farmers who want to have their say on the new draft CAFO permit. I'm Janelle Brose, and this is Farm News 5.
Farm News 5 is brought to you by Ford.
After almost a year of negotiations, the United States-Mexico-Canada Agreement, or USMCA, is one step closer to ratification after a deal was reached between the Trump administration and House Democrats. The House is expected to vote on the deal before Christmas break. However, the Senate won't take it up until next year.
This is huge, especially to Michigan farmers, when we take a look at our close proximity to Canada. We have a tremendous amount of trade that crosses that border into Canada and goes both ways. And we see it firsthand how that affects this state, and so the farmers have been sharing that with their congressmen, congresswomen, on the impact. So members been doing a fantastic job out there in getting that message across. We have China watching us very closely to see how this rolls through. We have the EU looking at this very closely to see how we react to I guess you could say some of the issues that are brought with Mexico and Canada to the U.S. How do we handle those? Is there certain commodities, certain things that are off the table? And it sets a path forward to future trade negotiations. The USMCA, we're not done yet. You've been hearing a lot about it moving now, and with the Speaker moving it forward and letting the House vote on it. But it isn't a done deal. We still have to have the Senate to vote on that, which we feel positive about, but still, don't let up.
If you want a car from a company that's been building them for 115 years, get a Ford. If you want a car with driver assist technology, get a Ford. You're gonna want a Ford.
Michigan farmers only have a few days left to weigh in on potential changes to the Michigan Department of Environment, Great Lakes and Energy, or EGLE's, draft permit proposal for large livestock operations. The deadline to submit written comments to the department is Wednesday, December 18th.
The bigger concerns that we have are that the permit requires new nutrient management practices. So instead of using just a soil test and a manure test to determine whether or not you're using the right rate of phosphorus, now you have to use this phosphorus risk assessment that assigns a risk factor based on how close you are to surface waters and whether or not you have tile drainage and what type of soil you have, which can put a lot of farmers in a position where they no longer have enough land base under the permit to be able to apply their nutrients, and those crops that are on those fields don't get enough nutrients from the manure anymore. Another standard that they're asking for in this permit is advance permission and advance public notice of nitrogen application, to where it's the timeline between when you have to ask for this and when you can apply it is so long that the damage is already done to crops. If you notice that a section of your field is deficient in nitrogen and you go through this process of asking for permission first before you can apply your nitrogen on the field, the damage is done and your yield takes a hit, which means you may not have enough crops to feed your livestock at the end of the season.
Other potential issues include revisions to storage structure volume calculations, total maximum daily load restrictions, and additional paperwork and reporting requirements.
I do want members to know that this is just step one. Even if we don't get the changes that we need through this comment period and through making sure that our voices are heard on this draft, that this is still an important step. It's not meaningless if we don't get the changes that we need out of this permit, because what the comments do is set us up for the next step, whether that's an appeal of the permit once it gets finalized, or whether it's legal action, or whether it's legislative action. We have to demonstrate as an organization and as an industry that we have participated in the process and that we're not bringing up problems to the department after the fact or after the opportunity to change things had already passed. All farms and anyone who's connected to agriculture should comment on this permit draft. Those comments are due on December 18th, and they can be sent electronically directly to EGLE. They can be sent to Megan McMahon, and we actually have instructions on Michigan Farm Bureau's website on how to comment and ways that you can get that in there. You can also do it very easily through Michigan Farm Bureau's Farm Feed, the texting service that we have. We use it for high priority regulatory and legislative issues. With just a couple of button pushes, you can send your comments in that way as well. And if you're connected with agriculture at all, this could affect you. So I highly recommend, even if you're not in livestock, even if you don't live anywhere near a permitted farm, that you should still comment.
Michigan producers have a little extra time to enroll in the 2020 Dairy Margin Coverage Program and the Market Facilitation Program. The USDA extended the deadline for both to December 20th after abnormal weather delayed planting and delayed harvest for farmers across Michigan.
Whatever your agribusiness, Foster Swift can help you devise a succession plan that helps you transfer management and ownership of your business the way you intend. Let us help create a plan that meets your specific needs. Learn more at fosterswift.com.
Growers from across the country gathered in Grand Rapids this week for the annual Great Lakes Fruit, Vegetable, and Farm Market Expo and Michigan Greenhouse Growers Expo. One of the largest meetings of its kind, the expo featured over 70 education sessions and workshops and a trade show with over 450 exhibitors. A number of other special events were held during the expo. Victoria Wittenbach of Belding, Michigan was named the 2020 Michigan Apple Queen. Wittenbach is the sister, daughter, and granddaughter of apple growers and will serve as the face of the Michigan apple industry for the next year. Engelsma's Apple Barn in Walker, Michigan earned top honors in the 23rd Annual Apple Cider Contest. For more news and video, visit MichiganFarmNews.com and the Michigan Farm Bureau channel on YouTube. With Farm News 5, I'm Janelle Brose. Have a great week of farming.